All right, graduation practice test one that we did. Going to take this question by question. I'll save each file as its own question number. That way, if you want to look through, watch one. So there'll be a good many of these, but I think it'll be okay. Question number one, which of the following shows the inverse property of multiplication? They even did a good job of underlining that for us. This is just one of our number properties. And as we talk about these, we want to go to Purple Math. You can go over here if you look over here on the far right, lesson index. And there's a pretty good index for us to pull up of a lot of different topics. Our number properties here are preliminary topics, and that's what we're talking about in this question. All right, inverse property of multiplication. When we solve a problem using the inverse property of multiplication, our answer should be 1. And in dealing with multiplication, the inverse would be taking any number you're given and multiplying it by its inverse or its reciprocal. All right, so in this case, D would have been the correct answer. 4 times 1 over 4, which yields us 1 for the answer. So that would have been what we were looking for. Let's talk about some of the other properties. All right, here, A would have been the identity property, which means we multiply some number by 1 and we get the same number. All right, so this was, I'll kind of abbreviate here. All right, that was the identity property. In the next one here, B, okay, if you'll notice in B, what we've done is we have a set of parentheses. And the order, we're multiplying three things together, but these are in parentheses here. And if we look on the other side of the equals, these parentheses have now moved to, they're around the 4 times 2. This is the associative property. We have associated the numbers differently. First we had 2 times 1 associated together. Now we have 4 times 2 associated together. And you'll notice though the order is still the same, which is important. All right, the order will not change on the associative property. So kind of make a little note out here. I'm typing or writing this with a mouse, so it's not the greatest in the world, but associative property. And then let's look at C. And in C, you'll notice no parentheses, so not associative property. We have the same thing on one side of the equation as we have on the other. The only thing is the order has changed. It's 4 times 2, and now this answer choice is 2 times 4. All right, when order changes, we think of the word commute, or move from one place to the other. And so that is the commutative property. Like I said, doing this with a mouse, so it's not the greatest thing in the world. So we have that identity property of multiplication, 4 times 1. In this case, any number times 1 equals itself associative. Talking about parentheses, order stays the same. We move the parentheses, that's an associative property. Commutative property, the order changes. Our parentheses are not involved. It's just the order changes, and then the answer, inverse property of multiplication, 4 times 1 over 4, which equals 1, and that is our answer.